afternoon and welcome to Business Daily on Some TV, the pulse of the nation. Your trusted source for in-depth analysis, market trend, and key drivers shaping Nigerian economics landscape. I'm Teresa Ayuba, and here are some of the headlines for today. Nigerian crude oil price dropped below $70 a barrel amid US-Russia deal talk. Nigerian records 663 million metric tons in export to ECOWAS in H1 2025. SECDG Agama projects $10 trillion digital asset opportunities by 2030. Now the news info. Nigerians' export to the Economic Community of West African States ECOWAS have reached 663 million metric tons in the first half of 2025. According to the Nigerian Export Promotion Council (NEPC), this significant increase highlights Nigerians' growing presence in regional trade. Indorama Elma Fertilizer and Chemical Limited, Starlink Global and Idol Limited retained their top position, contributing 11.92% and 8.82% respectively. To the total non-oil export volume, 29 banks facilitated export transition, with Zenith Bank PLC leading the sector by heading 31.98% of the total Nigerian export proceeds from NXPS. 18 exit points were utilized for non-oil exports, with Seaport accounting for 94.15% of total export traffic. NEPC conduct over 252 capacity building program nationwide, reaching 27,352 participants and focusing on export documentation, procedures, and standards. Nigerians' active participation in the African Continental Free Trade Area (AfCFTA) is driving inter-African trade and inclusive economic growth. Nigeria exported 663 million metric tons of products to 11 ECOWAS member states, signaling a growing footprint to regional trade. NEPC conduct training session on good agricultural practice (GAP), good warehousing practice (GWP), good manufacturing practice (GMP), packaging and labeling. The Council effort aims to enhance export readiness and compliance among Nigerian businesses. Former chairman of Nigerian Electricity Regulatory Commission (NERC), Dr. Sam Amedi, has criticized the federal government decision to hand over control of electricity markets to state governments without conducting proper risks and readiness assessment. In an exclusive interview with Nairametrics, Amedi warned that the rushed transition could lead to widespread failure in state-run electricity markets within a few years. Many states lack the technical capacity, regulatory experts, and governance structure to manage their own electricity system successfully. Amedi faulted both the Ministry of Power and NERC for reactive, not proactive leadership, stressing that they should have anticipated and addressed potential conflicts and challenges before handing over control to states. Amedi predicts that some states will collapse in the next few years due to inability to manage the electricity sector effectively. Amedi suggests setting up a presidential review task force as assess the electricity sector and recommend quick intervention to stabilize the market. He emphasized the need for massive capacity building and training for states to manage the electricity market effectively. Amedi believes that the Electricity Act does not need to be amended, but rather the focus should be on implementing the existing law effectively. Amedi questioned the need for federal government to borrow money to pay debt in the electricity sector, suggesting that the market should be able to pay itself. He emphasized the need to identify the root cause of liquidity issues in the sector and address them rather than just providing temporary solutions. If states are unable to manage the electricity market effectively, it could lead to widespread failures and disruption in power supply. The lack of clarity and stability in the electricity sector could deter investors and hinder the growth of the sector. Overall, Amedi's warnings highlight the need for careful planning, capacity building, and effective leadership to ensure the success of electricity market reform in Nigeria. Nigerian crude oil price has dropped below $70 a barrel, with Bonny Light settling at $68.85 a barrel. This decline is attributed to potential talks between the US and Russia to end the conflict in Ukraine, which could impact Russia crude flows. The US and Russia are exploring a potential agreement that will guarantee Russia's occupation of land seized during its invasion of Ukraine. Oil prices have dropped over 7% in August, adding to overall permission as a peak. The price drop, Nigeria's oil output has surpassed 1.8 million barrels per day in July, the highest in over 5 years. The latest crude oil price drop threatened Nigerians' revenue and naira stability. Indigenous oil firms are unactive in the upstream sector, driving increased offshore producing and fewer pipeline disruption. Dangote refinery crude imports reached 590 barrels per day in July, with Nigerian grade accounting for only 40% of the total. Sourcing domestic crude for the refinery remains a challenge, with actual deliveries falling short of committed volumes. The Director General of Security and Exchange Commission (SEC), Dr. Emomotimi Agama, has projected that opportunities in digital assets across Africa and the Middle East could reach $10 trillion by 2030. This growth is driven by the region's youthful and tech-savvy population. Agama emphasized the need to empower youth through retail investors program, fintech, sandboxes, and listing of high-growth setup for create wealth and jobs. Africa and the Middle East must lead the digital asset revolution, leveraging demographic advantages and emerging technologies to transform capital markets. Agama's priority as Vice Chairman of the African Middle East Regional Committee include expanding listing, boosting liquidity, and directing infrastructure investment. Agama plans to launch a listening growth initiative focused on small and medium enterprise SMEs to deepen market access and create sustainable pathways for business expansion. The committee will pioneer regional market making scheme and advocate for pension fund reform to channel domestic savings into productive investment. The International Organization of Security Commission set global standard for securities regulation and promote investors' production, market integrity, and financial stability. Agama's appointment as Vice Chairman of the African Middle East Regional Committee marks a significant milestone for Nigeria's capital market leadership and signals a renewed commitment to regional integration, youth empowerment, and digital transformation. The Nigerian stock market has extended its winning streak to 11 weeks, closing at 145.7 million with 4,491.86 points gain. The all-share index jumped 3.18%, fueled by bullish momentum in the insurance sector, climbing to 92.2 trillion naira from 89.37 trillion naira, bringing the market close to 100 trillion naira milestone. Trading volume, weekly trading volume soared to 7.7 billion shares, up from 4.8 billion. the the previous week, gainers and losers 66 stocks posted gains, while 41 equities declined and 39 stocks remain unchanged. Sector performance: insurance sector, NGX Insurance Index surged 41%, with top gainers including Mutual Benefit Assurance PLC 60.44%, Allco Insurance PLC 59.82%, and Royal Exchange PLC 59.33%. Industrial goods: NGX Industrial Goods Index rose 8.73%, driven by strong advance in Boa Cement 13.92%, Dangote Cement 9.22%, and chemical 10.45%. Consumer goods: NGX Consumer Goods Index increased 8.27%, fueled by Boa Food 18.93%, Champion Breweries 15.19%, and Unilever 6.98%. Market outlook: the Nigerian qualities market is expected to continue its upward trend, but possible retracements may occur if profit-taking gather pace. The market relatively modest bullish momentum in several heavyweight stocks could signal a need for caution. While taking a brief commercial break, when we return, Business Daily continues.
Good news, farmers in Taraba State. Your storage problems are now over. The Taraba State government introduces new official farm sacks, the standard packaging solution for all agricultural products across our state. Through partnership between the Ministry of Commerce, Trade and Industry with the visionary network Apex Limited, we're introducing high-quality branded sacks featuring Taraba's identity. The key benefits include uniform standard sacks statewide, increased internally generated revenue for Taraba's development, proud Taraba branding showing the origin of farm produce nationwide. Distributors in Yangtu, Nganda and all local governments, this is your call to action. Farmers Association and Amana members, prepare for better storage. Dealers across Nigeria, get ready for Taraba's premium branded sacks. Together we build Taraba's agricultural future, one quality sack at a time. Taraba Sacks, protecting your harvest, promoting our state. Announcer Honorable Peter George, the Commissioner.
Welcome back. Nigerian non-oil exports have reached $3.225 billion in the first half of 2025, marking a significant 19.59% increase compared to $2.696 billion recorded in the same period of 2024. According to the Nigerian Export Promotion Council (NEPC), export volumes also climbed to 4.04 million metric tons in H1 2025, up from 3.83 million metric tons in the same period last year. Key highlights include top export products: cocoa beans accounted for 34.88% of total export volume, urea fertilizers accounted for 17.65% of total export volume. Export baskets diversification: Nigerian exports 236 distinct products in H1 2025, up 16.83% from 202 products in H1 2024, indicating a gradual diversification away from traditional agricultural goods towards higher value semi-manufactured products. AFCFTA impact: the African Continental Free Trade Area has expanded market access and reduced tariff for Nigerian exporters, contributing to the growth of non-oil export. Factor-driven growth, value addition. The increase in value-added export has boosted earnings as more Nigerian exporters embrace product transformation before shipment. Emerging economies. Countries like India, Brazil, Vietnam, and several African nations have driven high demand for Nigerian non-oil exports. NEPC's intervention programs, capacity building on quality, standard packaging, and export documentation certification has been critical and bill for export growth. The Lagos State government has mandated all licensed e-hailing operators, including Uber, Bolt, leg ride, and e-drivers, to ensure their drivers present for vehicle for inspection. This move aims to improve safety standards, service equity, and regulatory compliances in the sector. The Ministry of Transport has observed the deplorable condition for some vehicle operation under licensed e-hailing performances. The government is concerned about safety risks, poor service delivery, and weak data management system among some operators, which hinder the tracking of passengers and criminal activities. Only vehicles registered with the Lagos State government will be permitted to operate, and all drivers must be certified by the Lagos State Drivers Institute. That's all for Business Daily on Tom TV. Stay connected and stay informed. I am Teresa Ayuba. Do have a wonderful day.
Are you stuck in Jalingo late at night? Need a safe and reliable ride fast? Introducing Supercab, Jalingo's trusted ride-hailing service from anywhere in the city. We will pick you up right at your doorstep. Book a ride in seconds. Safe, fast, and affordable. Visit www.supercab.com.ng or download the Supercab app today. Supercab.